Why is life so confusing and full of belief? Okay, let's get into this. Dr. Robert Cassar, eartheracademy.com. This is just another rethinking reality, that's all. Nothing more. Just rethinking maybe reality, but maybe your reality. That's all. Or our reality. Just giving some different perspectives, different perceptions of what we see, feel, hear, and touch in the Matrix, right? So, if you really think about it, why is life so confusing? Ever since you were born, from day one, everything has been so confusing. Why? Because you didn't have any software programs, right? You had a hard drive, you had a computer, it's a body. The spiritualists call that your church, but your mind is empty. It has zero software programs. It doesn't know anything, doesn't know how to speak, it doesn't know anything. And that's pretty weird because everything that is in what you call nature doesn't believe in anything, right? And it's not really confused about a lot of things. Why? Is because it has an internal, innate internal program. So versus humans, you can say your programs are wiped clean. Remember, you don't even know how to wipe your arse in the right direction. You know nothing. How to tie a shoelace. Remember, the birds, bees, whales, snails, everything in nature, everything, including an ant or even the mighty parasite, they all have a program. Which means, of course, well, there was a programmer, right, to program those things. The tree, the coconut tree, is a program, isn't it? So, a little confusing to talk about is because, remember, why are we so confused is because there's a lot of trickery going on in this place. And again, I just did a video, another Rethinking Reality, on what is the place we live in. Is it a training ground? Is it an obstacle course? Or is it a mind prison? A prison, like Morpheus says, a prison for your mind. They're just, remember, rethinking realities. And if everything's going the way it should go in your mind, these realities won't make any sense to you. It's because you have to feel the reality and then try to figure out why. Why? Why is the question, right? So, why are we so confused? Well, when you don't have any software programs in your brain, okay, like your computer, if it doesn't have any software programs, it's just a computer. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't have any programs at all. Okay, video editing programs, Microsoft any programs, any apps. It has nothing. So it's basically an empty slate. So in order for the Matrix, this place, whatever you want to call it, many call it the simulacrum, right? And that's another whole story. But, you know, and that means a copy of a copy or some type of simulation. But we are simulated, aren't we? Think about it. You're born into this world and the system tells you what to think, but really not how to think. Again, let's say that again. The system makes you think like it wants you to think, okay? But it doesn't show you how to think, critical thinking. And all this goes deep because we do live in a multidimensional, multifractional world. No one knows what it is. No one knows what the body is. No one knows what the air is. No one knows what the sun is. No one knows what the moon is. A lot of belief, right? You came from a monkey. Do you believe that? Remember, belief. Do you believe? B-E-L-I-E. Remember, L-I-E, like a lie in. Remember, who or what made up the language of English that we speak? Again, that's another whole layer, the twisted tongue language. I see you with my eyes. The letter C in the ocean is also called a sea. Wow. I know, but no, you cannot do that. Same pronunciation, but different meanings. And you learned the language of Babel. I have to give everybody credit, including ourselves, how to be able to speak Babylonian, Babel. Because the words we speak, of course, aren't what we say. Especially if you knew the words came from Latin, right? And I've said this before in other videos, get real quick. Look, government, what does it mean? You know what it means, right? In the exoteric world, but in the esoteric world, what it means, it came from Latin, and that means gubernere mente, and gubernere means to control, and mente means the mind. And in Spanish, mente, los sesos, okay? Es el mismo. In Italiano, anyways. Gubernere mente, to control the mind. Religion goes back to relegare, right? To hold back, tie down, thwart. We call that mind control, whatever you want to say. Anyways, there's lots of words in the English language that have the same pronunciation, but they have different meanings. So, are you confused? Well, not really, but you are, because you've gotten used to the confusion, right? The confusion on what to eat. What a dilemma, right? What a dilemma. What to eat. But you have to know that you do live in a predator versus prey biosphere. Everything here feeds off itself or each other. Not only physically, mentally, emotionally, ethereally, right? It's what it is. Remember, it's multidimensional, multifractional. Nobody knows what this realm is. And if you say you do, we know you don't know. Nobody knows what the body is. No one knows even how it works. You have theories on how it works. Remember, we're confused. We woke up within the middle of the dream. Okay? Life is but a dream, right? Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Remember, it's multidimensional, fractional. You're not supposed to think about this. I move my fingers like this. How do I move my fingers? How do you move your fingers, geniuses? Just say, oh, you have a theory? Well, I know one thing. I have to dream it from here to be able to manifest it here. So I call this body the dream machine. It's a machine, right? It's an organic cyborg. And there's many different styles of this machine, this organic cyborg. It is a machine. It is a programmable machine. Not only programmed from the start, but also programmable as you go along through your sojourns. And who does the programming? Well, again, remember, the Matrix has to teach us something. Remember, you're born in this world, you are confused because you have nothing in your brain. We think that we're so smart, and maybe because you can memorize things and regurgitate them in the form and fashion that the system wants you to go ahead and understand, right? Does that mean you're intelligent because you could memorize and parrot things without actually giving it any critical thinking and thought? Remember, the system doesn't teach you how to think. It tells you what to think. And if every country is teaching something a little different, you can see how it's easy to clash systems on beliefs, religions. Okay? Whose God is better, right? Lord Buddha, Lord Krishna, Lord Orion, Jesus Ananda Ben-Hur, Allah, Muhammad, who is it? Who's better? Remember, we're all part of the human farm. What else do you think you live in? I'm just passing a Long's Drug right now, and a food market, and a couple of fast food places, right? I see electrical wires, I see water spigots. Remember, we're fed and watered just like the animals that we keep in pasture. So, anyways, We're dazed and confused only because we really don't have any innate processes going on in our minds. Innate. Okay? And that means that, innate means that's innate intelligence. It's intelligence that we don't understand, but it's there. No, your mind is empty. Intelligence means that you have two brains activated. Remember, left hemisphere, right hemisphere, and you can say that it's controlled by many other parts of the brain, including the pineal gland. And if you don't know what the pineal gland is, I call it the gland of many things, but one of the things is that this is, remember, what lets you dream at night, this gland. And if you're not dreaming, guys, maybe you don't have this gland functionable. This gland connects our two brains together, right? In order to have critical thinking, that means you must have both brains activated here. And there's many species of people here. Like I said, there's many different series of cyborgs here that live in this realm. And if you don't think you're a cyborg, remember, everything you know, you've been taught, like the computer. Everything in that computer has been programmed. Yes, it has. The computer doesn't know anything unless it has a program, right? The humans don't know anything unless they have been programmed, because they don't have any programs. Mother and father are supposed to instill what they feel are the best programs for us to be able to live in this place. Remember, Democrat, Republican, okay, this side or that side. Duality is a good training ground. Heaven and hell is a good training ground, isn't it? Or maybe purgatory is a good training ground in, well, you could call it Harvard University. And that's Earth. Whatever you want to call this place, you can see there's no easy ride here. Everybody has to believe in something here, because if you don't believe, then, well, your brain maybe has enough space in it to be able to have thinking. But if you believe in a lot of stuff, guys, and belief, again, is B-E-L-I-E. Remember, who made this language up? It's a language that's coded deeply. I won't get into it, but the words that have been designed also have a lot of secret codes to them. Yes, they do. And what does that mean? Nothing to the average person. All it means is that when you see the connections of the phrases, the words, into certain numerical connections, you know it can't be coincidence. It just can't. It's bloody impossible. Okay. Let me take this thing off the rack here. So, I'm just going to work right now, and I'm going to program my body to be able to become, well, stronger, faster, and quicker. It's a machine, right? And if I don't take care of this machine, maintain this machine, then this machine will falter, it will fall apart, it will short circuit. Remember, this machine is a dream machine, but it's also you can call it a robot, biological robot. The mind is empty, though. Remember, the body, does have innate intelligence. Yes, it does. You cut itself, and it'll go ahead and repair itself, right? Look at the hoses in my arm. Okay, look at the innate intelligence of this machine, the intelligence of what designed this thing. Do you really believe in the Big Bang Theory? Just asking. Do you believe that everything exploded into nothing and formed into everything that you see, the birds, bees, whales, snails, humans, different species of humans. Remember, there's many species of people here. Species, bloodlines. O negative is bloodline, specific bloodline. Some say the elite bloodline, right? Or the original bloodline. All other bloodlines were hybridized or genetically modified off of the O negative, so they say. Who knows? O negative bloodlines are very rare, as they say, maybe 5-7%. Who knows? Who knows how many people are in this world either? You don't know. It's all hearsay. Remember that. Are you confused? Possibly. And it depends on what information that you're getting directly and what area, not only of the world you live, but what city you live in is depending on the news or the information that you may get. So you can see order out of chaos is pretty simple. Everybody believes something different, and everybody's picked sides to be able to defend their beliefs. It's beliefs, guys. No matter what, unless you see it with your own eyes, it's hearsay. No matter who tells it to you, doesn't matter. The only way you know it's the truth, you must see it with your own eyes, not just hear it or read about it, even in a book. I don't care what kind of book it is, remember. Confusion is one of the ways I see how this place, this matrix, this realm is controlled. And like I said, I see this place as a training ground for me. It's an obstacle course too, you bet. You must learn how to not just play around with checkers when you want to live in this place, but you must master how to play chess, because that's a mind game. And checkers is a simpleton mind game. That's all you got. The same board that you use for checkers is the same board that you use for chess. It's just that it's a more complex game, more complex players. And it is a game. It's a game of telepathy. My job as I was a chess champion at 12, 13, 14 years old, and I didn't even know why I was so good. But part of the reason I was good is because I could make you confused about what to do to my offense or defensive moves, either against you or to be able to make you do something that you don't want to do, but you don't see what I'm doing to you. Remember, it's chess, it's warfare, it's telepathy. We don't talk to each other. You have a timer that you got maybe 2 minutes to 3 minutes, and that's all you got between your chance to go and the next person. You can't sit there for 20 minutes and if someone has the power that's playing chess on the other side to be able to go into your mind and transfer part of the feelings that they have into your mind, then you can't think, you can't concentrate. Is because there's other information coming into your mind and you don't know how to be able to deal with that. Is because it's an invasion to your energy field. Remember, we're playing chess, we're close together, we're looking eye to eye, and if you're not looking at my eyes, I'm looking at yours when it's your turn to play. Don't you wish they taught you this in school? How to be able to transfer your feelings to other people. And remember, your feelings are their thoughts, if you can transfer them, because your feelings are your thoughts. Just remember that. And your thoughts are your feelings too, but the easy manipulation is to change the way you feel, and that changes the way you think. Now you have to think. Okay, it's because you're in fear, doubt, uncertainty, and joy, bliss, or happiness, whatever it is. Okay, these are energy centers. And the game wardens that run this farm, they are, remember, part of the reason why we could say this is a training ground is because without the manipulation of the system here, then how would those that I call anomalies, okay, be able to grow? Remember, you're here for spiritual growth. Spiritual growth. And of course, to learn as much as you can And in time, learn the difference between good and evil. And in time, you will know the law of the land is do unto others as you do unto yourself, as you want to yourself. Okay, it's a real simple law. You don't need any systems telling you to honor their gods, because we're all gods, right? We're all demigods. We're all co-creators. We're not really creators. We take the creations here that we have at our fingertips and we create things with them. But you're not creating anything that's new. You may take a combination of things and put them together, called alchemy, and be able to splice something in the intelligent biology here. But you can manipulate this biology, genetically modified humans, genetically modified foods. And you can see, if you look around, you can see the humans. Oh my gosh, you are genetically modified. I'm looking right now. It's just everywhere. Why is everybody so fat, you can say, so chubby, so swollen in the face, whatever it is? Remember, there's a lot of different booby traps in this system here, so it is a training ground here to be able to learn how to play chess and to be able to not just, think that you're going to go ahead and live life without planning life. Remember, planning is future. That means your mind is thinking of the future. I learn from the past, I see the present as a miracle, and I guide my ship to the future. That's the multidimensional mind. It's not just the power of now. You just get lost in namaste. And after 33, guys, that's what I say. After 33 years old, there's no more excuses for you to be able to go ahead and do stupid things anymore. You're supposed to be able to do all the stupid things before you're 33. And at 33, remember, the story goes, Jesus died on the cross, right? Anyways, the 33 goes deep. Lots to say on that, but we won't. So, beliefs are a big problem in this world here, is because our brains are erased. And if our brains have been erased, or we just, our computers, that's the way you can look at it, our computers, okay, our body, and the temples are the software programs, and the two brains are what make the positive and negative anode, okay, or the good and evil. Remember, to be able to learn this place, you must have both brains active. Do you play music? Can you use two hands at the same time? Most people can't. That's a species of people here. Not a bodily species, but a neural net activation species. You can have people that have the same bodies, but they only have one brain activated during the day, and they can only use one hand. Like most people are right eye dominant, okay, that's their gunner eye, this eye's the following eye, and they write with their right hand. And if I use my right hand, you know that works my left brain. If I see through my right eye, that only works my left brain. There are anomalies out there, those that play music, piano, that can mimic sounds. Remember, I play by heart, which means that I had to be able to memorize the keyboard, all the different flats, sharps, okay, just all the keys of the piano. 108 keys there. Each octave, of course, in the same key, but in a different octave, right? Da 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 da, and it keeps on going. So, learning, okay, at a young age, how to be able to, even if you don't have both brains activated from your genetics, maybe you can train your brains to be active together at a young age. Not just throwing balls with one arm, not just kicking with one leg. Remember, your job as mothers and fathers is to be able to make sure that your children have biphasic active brains, not just one side active, not just this side active. Remember, if you write with your left and your left eye is dominant, that means you're just using your right brain. So the way my system works is I write with my right hand, but This is my gunner eye, is my left eye, so I'm a cross-brain symbiote. I shoot a weapon with my left eye. This is my dominant eye. This is the gunner eye. This is the following eye. The average person that writes with their right hand has right eye dominance at the same time. I've showed many times on videos on Earther Academy on how to check to see if, well, check and see what software connections that you have. Are you right-handed and right-eyed dominant? Are you left-handed and left-eye dominant? Whole different connection. Remember, one's going to be super creative, the other one's going to be super analytical, whatever it is, okay? These are simple brains because there's only one side being used at a time. Or are you one of those people that they call ambidextrous, that can be able to play music, that can, well, do a lot of things with both hands at the same time and in harmony? Can you use a backhoe? That takes a lot of people can't do a lot of things, okay, with both their hands together. And I'm talking in harmony, like playing music and making the left hand work with the right hand and the right hand work with the left hand, and use the foot pedal to be able to blend all the notes. And maybe if you're even more active, you could maybe sing a tune with the things that you're playing. These are all different parts of the brain. But there are many people here that you see, and you can call them NPCs. You can call them really easy to program beings, okay? Really easy to program is because, remember, they only have half a brain activated. They don't have critical thinking. Critical thinking means you need both brains. The anode and the cathode have to talk to each other. It's called internal dialogue of the mind. So the way mine works is I write with my right hand and I shoot a gun, like I said, with my left eye. My left eye uses right brain, right hand uses left brain. Cross-brain symbiote, it's called. All of my children have the same, you can call it curse or blessing, whatever you want to say, is because you will have a different perception on things. You will not believe as much, only because your mind does try to figure things out and not just take in information and put it into its hard drive as truth. Remember, most of the things here, do you believe in gravity theory? I'm just asking you. Remember, these are all theories. Evolution theory, do you believe? Is there any proof on any of it? No. Do you believe in the theory of relativity, the theory of physics, hypotheoretical physics? Do you believe in the theory of evolution, the theory of Darwinism, the theory of every bloody thing, the theory of how my eye right now is focusing by itself? My eye is the best video camera around. Okay, so anyways, so much to say, but then again, there's not much to say. Having critical thinking just gives you the ability to be able to really ask questions within your own mind. So if you ask questions within your own mind, then you can contemplate information. And if you don't have dual activity of both your brains working, remember, it's the anode and the cathode, the sun and the moon. It's all the same, the North Pole, South Pole, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. Two different brains. You're an electrical, magnetic, chemical machine. Remember, we have to eat something alive here to stay alive in this place. Our bodies were designed to be able to eat anything. I said eat anything. It doesn't mean that you're going to digest everything. That's a whole different factor of that. There's a lot of beliefs, and again, on what to eat. I mean, I was tricked when I was younger throughout my whole life. But I always wanted to try to be able to upgrade, enhance, and optimize my world. So wherever that took me, that's where I was going, is because that's what I wanted. I wanted to be able to do good to me, to be able to enhance me, to be able to program me to a better, faster, quicker, and smarter computer in many ways. Many ways. So, yeah, anyways. I'm going to work out. I'm going to do arms today, abs. Go in the sauna for about 20 minutes or as long as I can stay in. And go train, right? I'm going to program my body to be able to stay in tune to where I want it to be. That's what I want. So, anyways, do you believe or do you know? Remember, knowing is and can be an internal system. Knowing, because you have two brains activated. That could possibly be so. Doesn't mean you're going to be 100% just because your feeling or your gut feeling says so. Doesn't mean it's so. Remember, your system only knows what it knows, and your central nervous system can only decode of what your body is geared to decode. Your eyes can only see so good, your ears can only hear so good. They can only hear from 10 to 20 cycles up to 20,000 cycles per second. Usually 20 cycles per second to 20,000 cycles. It can't hear Wi-Fi. It can't hear any of the wireless technology. It can't hear radio. Some people can. Yes, they can. I can. It drives me nuts. I'm in the city right now, and it's saturated here. Saturated with the prince of the power of the air, giving everybody access to their little Satan devices that they think that is helping them so, but it's really not. It's stealing a part of their human soul only because they're not being social with people, because social media is anti-social media. That's what it is. Just look at it. Social is when I look at you in the eyes, and I, of course, want to be able to feel you. I'm an empath. I want to be able to feel you. I want to be able to see your emotions, your aura. I want to be able to understand what you're saying, only not hear what you're saying, but feel what you're saying. It's just what it is. And some species of humans have that ability. This is why they excel in the Matrix, is because they have different software programs. They have different hardware. There are some people that can run really fast, and there are some people that are strong as bulls. Isn't it so? And there are some people that have more neural net connections of the mind to be able to memorize things is one thing. That means you do have an advanced mind to be able to go through any medical school or any type of degree. That means you have to regurgitate and learn whether it's true or not. You have to regurgitate and learn that information and be graded on the information that they tell you, whether it's truthful or not, or it's theory or not. Okay? So just remember that. If you take all the belief out of your mind right now, it'll take away a lot of the confusion in your mind. Just look at this place that we live in as a realm. It is magical here. The people walking around I look at is nothing more than organic robots, and each one is programmed just a little bit different depending on not only their schooling, but also what they've seen, felt, heard, and experienced in this world. Simple things. Very simple. And remember, most people in general are good people. We all want to do good. We just want to take care of our families, and having a family is very special. And so don't miss out on that, people, because they don't want you having families in the system here, as you can see. Make it hard for you to even be able to afford a house for yourself, or a room for yourself, not a house. Anyways, what more to say? There's so much to say. Remember, it's a multi-dimensional, multi-fractional system. All I can do is open up your mind to different perceptions in this world from different people that see different things. Remember, we're all activated in a different way. If you think you came from a monkey, then so shall you be a monkey, right? That's the way it is. So you believe all the things that monkeys believe then. That's all you got to do. Okay. When you do have a degree, remember, it means you have a lot of theory in your mind. That's all it means. And if you have intelligence, that means most likely that you've got critical thinking, and critical thinking would mean most likely that you don't really go along with what the herd goes along with. You go along with what you feel is best. Okay, not only for yourself but for everybody, and it's from your perspective. It's your perception. But the system, remember, the ones that have half a brain activated, they're easily to manipulate, very easy. They follow the herd. They're looking for their other half. Remember, half a brain activated means that you must find a mate with another half a brain, okay, so you could become full and become one brain, versus having both brains activated and you're the main dish is your mind. You're always happy. You're not lonely ever, is because you have two minds talking to each other all the time. Remember, you're never alone. You have two hemispheres if they're activated. If you only have one hemisphere activated, then you will always need to have something in your energy field. Is because it feels lacking all the time. It's because it's only halfway activated. Remember, if you can't play music, you can't do things with both your hands, okay? I mean, if you can't digest information at higher rates, it just means most likely that your neural nets are not as active as you think they are. Or if they were, you might like to read, you might like to look into things, only because your mind now has the ability to think and not just have it told what to think. Remember, heavy metal poisoning, plastic contamination, radiation poisoning. I'm not talking from Fukushima. Think about that. All these Chernobyls and all these different types of radiation. Then why are all the people in those places alive? Why are they? All the people in Japan should be all out of here, right? Because of Fukushima. What happened? Inquiring minds want to know. Radiation from microwaves is real. And depending on how many heavy metals or particulates you have in your church, your body, that would mean that that's how you would interact with those fields, because each small little particle of metal in your body, heavy metals, arsenic, thallium, stainless steel, anything that would particularize itself and be conductive to energy would be, well, interactive with the microwaves or the wireless tech. Anyways, I come to town here, I get scrambled, totally scrambled with all the wireless. I'm not used to it. I live in a place where I don't have any wireless in my house, nothing. No smart nothing. Sorry, it drives me nuts. Not because I'm anti-smart tech, it's just I can hear it, I can hear it now, whistling, man. Listen to that thing, that electronic parasite. And if you can't hear it, guys, well, you're lucky. You're probably already assimilated. Remember, it's silent assimilation, slow takeover. It's silent assimilation. You can't feel it. It's because it's a little bit at a time. It's like the frog that gets boiled a little higher temperature every few minutes. The frog doesn't realize how hot it gets. It's only because it gets accustomed to the amount of energy or heat that it was getting. Just like, remember, you got first in the wireless, you got 1G, right? You got the telephone, you got 2Gs, you could text, 3Gs. Oh, I got the internet, but I got to download. 4G, live stream. Each one is higher, faster, and more powerful. Okay? And then supposedly the big Cinco, okay, or seis. Anyways, nothing to say, but there's a lot to say. And there's very few people, remember, that have both brains activated, so any of this type of information wouldn't even connect to their mind. It wouldn't make any sense to them. It just doesn't. Okay, there's my training partner, so I gotta go. It wouldn't make sense to them. It's because their brain's not activated. Remember, it's only on half a brain. They'll have to ask their friend what they think, and just to be able to feel like they're part of the herd, they'll go ahead and believe what the consensus believe. Remember, from politics to medical things, you will believe what the others believe only because your mind it's confused. It can't figure out anything. And so it goes to the herd. And if you try to figure things out yourself and actually walk and play chess, then you'll find out that maybe you'll do what you feel is right instead of what the system or what someone tells you to do. Just because I get you to join the military and give you one of the little poop things, okay, that make little noises, okay, doesn't mean you have to follow the system, but you do, right? Yeah, my window needs some help. Okay, that's it. Going to work out. Whew, I'm sweating on the bloody car here right now because I had the door shut. Okay, guys, have a good time. In your sojourn here, remember, it's not good to be confused, and if you take away most of your beliefs, then confusion will cease to exist. Treat your neighbors just like you'd want to be treated yourself. Treat everyone you see like you'd want to be treated yourself. I nod to everybody. I smile to everybody. And stay off your bloody stupid, you can call it, devices that make you subhuman. Start talking to people, start looking into their eyes, okay? And cut down on the mind control from the electronic parasite that's got everybody. It's got everybody but the short hairs, man. I watch everybody on that stupid thing. I'm on this phone. This phone doesn't even have connection. I just use it for the camera. That's it. I turn on my phone maybe once a week just to see if anything's on it. If not, I use my computer. No need to. Everything's hardwired. Is because, like I said, it drives me nuts because I can hear it. I can turn on something in the house if it's got any type of wireless to it, and I'll hear it right away. All right, anyways, there's my guy. He's waving to me. Okay, we'll see you. Hello. Hey, just a quick ad here. You know, I'm going to work out with my training partner right now. His name's Nick. He owns partial owner of Sun Warrior Protein. You probably maybe had some of his protein powder over the years. But he's 72 plus years old, and what a badass. Okay, this is what happens when you take care of yourself. He's been working out just like me. I'm 64 biological age coming up here. Okay, now I'm coming up 64 biological age right now. Okay, and I try to stay in as good a shape as I can. I got abs. Remember, at 64 years old, I got abdominals. So, you know, staying in shape is something that's beneficial for you because it'll make you so you'll be less confused in your mind. Remember, he's 72 years old, 64 years old. And going to the gym is part of your church. Okay, it's your church to your body. And if you go to church the other way, that's a church for your mind. It has nothing to do with your body. That's just thinking. Okay, all that. But the gym is a church for your body, and especially after I use the sauna. It's like me running 20 miles. I sweat that much in 20 minutes. And I'm going to drink all this liquid you can see right here. Okay, remember, follow the liquids of vitality. Take a vacation from food for maybe 2 weeks. Just drink liquids. Any liquids. Kefir, yogurt. Okay, any liquids you want. Water, I mean, try to make it good water. Distilled water. Stay away from plastic bottled water if you can. Okay, but whatever it is, liquids. And there's a ton of liquids of vitality that I have. You can use all different things to be able to wash yourself away from all the bloatingness. Doing liquids for like 3 days, 4 days, a week, 2 weeks, you'll lose 10 pounds just from that, and your whole body will lose its swelling. You'll also probably, if you have gut problems, you'll probably also be able to heal part of your gut. That's a big problem. You don't have to starve just on water. Okay, try to keep your sugar levels down as much as you can, but do liquids only. And try to do a gallon of water a day if you can. Again, watch the Earther Academy courses. I've got a lot of ideas for you to do. Okay? Remember, vegetarianism, veganism, that's a temporary diet. That's all it is. You will hardly, it's a catabolic diet. It's not anabolic. You will go ahead and lose weight. You probably will feel better, is because most of the foods you were eating before were a combination of catabolic and anabolic foods. And most likely, if you're just eating the standard American diet, you're eating a bunch of crap. Okay, so, you know, I gained 25 pounds of muscle in 3 months by going back to an anabolic diet because I was super malnourished. Maybe I'll show a picture. 127 pounds, I was in that picture. Okay, and then the other picture next to it, 150 pounds there. and I'm eating about 1.5 pounds of meat a day. And I'm eggs, dairy, ghee, butter, no seed oils, nothing from plants, because my stomach was destroyed. It's nothing more. I had to change my diet only because my stomach was destroyed. The same as many other people that were pushing veganism and or just plant-based diet only. There's a lot of poisons in plants, guys, and it doesn't have to just be because it's non-organic. Okay? There's plant poisons called phytoalexins in every plant. That's how they stay alive. Just what it is. So, anyways, we'll see you guys. Aloha.